مجلس ما را با انوار کرام الهی منور فرمایید. تا تشریف آوریشان بر محمد و آل محمد صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. صل على محمد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اصبروا وصابروا ورابطوا واتقوا الله لعلكم تفلحون. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اصبروا وصابروا ورابطوا واتقوا الله لعلكم تفلحون. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر. وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر. ليلة القدر خير من ألف شهر. تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر. تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر. سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. صدق الله مولانا العلي العظيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على
واقعی عاشورا. واقعی عاشورا موضوع امام حسین علیه السلام، زندگی و حرکت آن حضرت یک برنامه مکتب و نظام فکری است. سنگری است دفاعی برای برافراشته نگه داشتن پرچم عزت و شرف جامعه بشری. حضرت ابوعبدالله الحسین علیه السلام سمبل استقلال، اخلاص، توحید، اخلاق، شجاعت و در یک کلام همه خوبی هاست. در این مجموعه واقعی عاشورا یک انقلاب، تحول و نهضت است. قیامی است که هم خود فی نفسه موضوعیت دارد و هم گذشته و آینده بر محور آن تنظیم شده است. از همین رو خداوند همه انبیا را مأمور کرد تا حادثه عاشورا و حرکت امام حسین علیه السلام را مطرح نمایند. خداوند جریان امام حسین علیه السلام را از طریق جبرئیل برای آدم، نوح و ابراهیم و سایر انبیا بازگو کرد. انبیا نیز قلب خود را با یاد امام حسین علیه السلام صفا داده و نشان دادند که یاد امام حسین در همه مکاتب است. لذا عاشورا چشمه جوشان حیاتی است که همه از آن بهره گرفتند. حتی وجود مبارک پیامبر خاتم صلی الله علیه و آله و سلم. پیامبر نیز از همان روز ولادت حضرت سید الشهدا برنامه آن حضرت را بسیار واضح و روشن مطرح کرد. حضرت رسول در روز ولادت حضرت ابوعبدالله گریه کردند و در پاسخ به سؤال از علت این گریه موضوع قتل امام حسین را در همان روز اول در ولادت ایشان بیان کردند. حضرت امیرالمؤمنین علیه السلام نیز در ایام جنگ صفین روزی در عالم رؤیا جریان کربلا را دیدند. وقتی بیدار شدند گریه کردند. اصحاب عرض کردند آقا چرا گریه می‌کنید؟ فرمود در عالم رؤیا حسینم را دیدم که در دریای خون دست و پا می‌زد. در همین راستا صحبت‌های زیادی وجود دارد. احادیث و نقل‌های زیادی هست. انشاءالله خداوند توفیق دهد از جمله عزاداران و پیروان راستین آن حضرت باشیم. دعوت میکنم از برادرم آقای سید شرافت سلطانی تا برنامه کودکان را اجرا کنند و از قسمت خانم‌ها خواهش میکنم که کودکان را به طرف آقایون بفرستن، به سمت آقایون هدایت کنند تا انشاءالله بتونیم برنامه کودکان را اجرا کنیم. انشاءالله که شنیده باشند بر محمد و آل محمد صلوات.
صلواتتون بلندتر لطفا. In the name of Allah, most merciful and beneficial. Thank you, my dear audience, for coming. You were a bit late. but thank you. So we're going to start our program by recitation of Quran by our Qari Sayyid Mahdi Mustawi. Please recite Salawat by Muhammad or Muhammad by his arrival.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أولئك على هدى من ربهم وأولئك هم المفلحون إن الذين كفروا سواء عليهم أنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون ختم الله على قلوبهم وعلى سمعهم وعلى أبصارهم غشاوة ولهم عذاب عظيم ومن الناس من يقول آمنا بالله وباليوم الآخر وما هم بمؤمنين يخادعون الله والذين آمنوا وما يخدعون إلا أنفسهم وما يشعرون في قلوبهم مرض فزادهم الله مرضا ولهم عذاب عليم بما كانوا يكسبون وإذا قيل لهم لا تفسدوا في الأرض قالوا إنما نحن مسلمون صدق الله العظيم
Very well done. Please recite another salawat for Mahdi's well-being in health. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Very well done, Ali. You did really great. Amazing job. So tonight we're going to learn about our eighth Imam, Imam Al-Riza. Sidna's taken the book and she's read it at home. She's going to read it again for us tonight. We're going to learn about him by her arrival. Please salawat ibn Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
It was nearly sunset, and Byzantine, the famous scholar, couldn't stop pacing back and forth. You see, he had just heard that the evil king, Mamun, was the one who named the eighth Imam, Al-Riza. He knew that Riza meant being content or happy, but he just couldn't understand why Imam Al-Riza alayhi salam would have accepted the title from Mamun, who was known as enemies of Islam. The more he paced, the more confused he became. As night approached, Byzantine couldn't sleep. He needed to know right away. Finally, he rushed out of his home to seek help from the Imam of his time, Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam, the son of Imam al-Riza alayhi salam. He left in such a hurry that he even forgot to blow out his lantern. As Byzantine rushed past the houses, the villagers wondered, why is this man in such a hurry? When he finally reached the home of Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam, he paused before knocking. He thought that Imam alayhi salam might be resting, and he didn't want to disturb him. After going back and forth in his mind, he decided his question was too pressing, and so he gently knocked on the door. To his delight, Imam al-Jawad happily opened the door. Byzantine asked for permission to enter, and the Imam kindly welcomed him in. While catching his breath, Byzantine exclaimed, "It has been a long time since a question has bothered me so much. The more I think about it, the more confused I became. May I please ask you my question?" The Imam kindly agreed. Byzantine asked, "O son of Rasulullah, some of the enemies of Allah believe that Mamun chose the title Ar-Raza for your father. However, we all know that Mamun is an enemy of Ahlul Bayt salam. So how can this be true?" Imam al-Jawad salam patiently answered, "I swear by Allah that they have lied. This title was given to my father by the Almighty Allah. He was given this title because he was always content and happy with whatever Allah chose for him, and Allah was happy with him." As Byzantine listened carefully, another question popped up in his mind. He asked, "Weren't all the prophets and Imams salam content and happy with what Allah chosen for them? Why then was only your father known as Ar-Raza?" The Imam salam kindly replied, "Yes, you are right. The prophets and all the Imams salam are also content and happy with what Allah had chosen for them. But my father was given this title because in addition to Allah being content and happy with him, his enemies were also content and happy with him." Byzantine's forehead wrinkled as he pondered deeply about the Imam's answer. His enemies were happy with him? Why? He asked. The Imam salam smiled and continued, "Let me tell you the story. One day, Ma'mun wanted to embarrass my father, so he invited scholars from all over the empire to debate with him, thinking that he would lose. However, with the help of Allah, my father debated so well that everyone was in awe of his knowledge. All the scholars left with smiles on their faces as they left. They congratulated Ma'mun on having such a wise advisor, which made Ma'mun very happy and content with Ar-Raza. Byzantine nodded in approval and breathed a sigh of relief. He had finally received the answer to his question that was driving him crazy with curiosity. He asked the Imam for permission to leave and bid a happy farewell. He bowed and kissed the Imam's hand out of respecting gratitude and then excitedly walked back home. As he made his way home, the sky was completely dark and all the stars twinkled brightly. Nightfall had brought with it fresh, cool air and a sense of peace. When he walked home into his home, he noticed that his lantern was still burning. With a peaceful mind and happy heart, he blew out the lantern and inspired by Imam Ar-Raza went to sleep feeling content. "O Allah, send your peace and blessing on Imam Ali Ar-Raza, who was always pleased with you, and whom you were always pleased as well too."
Salawat Muhammad. Please recite another salawat for Sidna's well-being and health. Salawat. Very beautifully read, Sidna, very well done. Ahsant, mashallah. And of course, every one of you who volunteered, contributed, came and sat here, listened to us. You've been on the ark of salvation of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. I would like to congratulate you all. And you know what? You will have a present from me at the end of the majlises. So that's not tomorrow night, the night after. Tomorrow night we're going to learn. Tomorrow during the day we'll have the session as well, but we're not going to have the English session, so no English session for you. It will be tomorrow night. I think Afrin has taken the book reading about our 9th Imam, and she'll read that. But one very important point occurred to me, and I wanted to explain to you because I find it really important that you know. Now that you know we're following Islam, and our leaders and role models are people of faith, sinless, truthful, and good doers. Now that we know Islam has ruling for us, one of the very important ruling Islam has for us is halal and haram. Have you heard of it? Very well done. So, some of the things that are haram, or another word is forbidden, we're not allowed to have them or do them, is quite simple. We understand. Anything that's harmful, we're not allowed to do them, eat them, drink them. So we understand taking drugs is harmful, hence it's haram. And other things. But some things we don't know, or it's not within our capacity to know why they are haram. My explanation to you is this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created us. He is our creator. He is the creator of the universe, our universe and all universes. He has sent His messages through the messengers, through the prophets, through so many prophets, which the last of the prophet were our prophet, Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then this was followed by our 12 Imams, which we have our last Imam still alive. We'll talk about it later. But in absence of our Imams, we have our scholars who read their book, who read the Qur'an, which is from Allah, and they interpret to us and say what is halal and haram. So my simple answer is, if you believe in Allah, if you believe in God, and He tells you this is not halal, you don't really need to know the answer. Because you've got your first answer, who is Allah, and you believed in it. So your father, your mother, your parents, your grandparents, and everyone has done their research. Or if we go back to very early days, our grandfathers and mothers, they've accepted Islam because they came to conclusion that there is a God. The Prophet has proven to them that there is a God. He showed miracles, he showed messages, and with logic, they agreed that there is God. And the God has created us. And God tells you what to do, what not to do. Be very careful. When you go to school, when you have a chicken burger, just because it's a chicken burger doesn't mean it's halal. It just means a chicken. I know chicken is halal, but we have a certain way of making it halal. It just doesn't become halal. I hope you've got the message. We're going to end our program for tonight, and we're going to continue again tomorrow night. Please salawat for Muhammadu alama.